Injury problems, but attack-minded Juventus man Filip Kostic comes in to start on the left, with Mladenovic dropping to the bench, and the energetic Nemanja Maksimovic is preferred in midfield to Goodell. Star striker Alexander Mitrovic will be hoping to have rather more service than he did against the world #1 side, Brazil. Warren, how do you see this going?
Well, I think you touched on their first game against Brazil. That wasn't the true Serbia player, just coming back from some fitness issues, but now he's gone strong, he's gone forward. This is a team, apart from the Brazil game, that scored 18 goals in their last game, so they've got goals in them. I think we're going to see the true Serbian team now.
That man, Alexander Mitrovic, their all-time leading goal scorer and in fine form coming into this tournament as well. There are goals in this Serbia side. Cameroon have found them rather harder to come by. And criticism back home, not of this man Rigobert Song, their head coach, rather more so of the players for the way they tailed off in the opening match against Switzerland. Dragan Stojkovic, very much an attack-minded coach, wasn't able to be so in the opening game against Brazil for fairly obvious reasons. But we'll see more of what we've come to expect from Serbia in this tournament today. And we're underway with Cameroon versus Serbia. Serbia all in white, Cameroon in their traditional green shirts and red shorts. I know they need to be more positive today, but they did start the opening game against Switzerland positively. It was just more the way they tailed off, which was so surprising. They went out with a whimper.
Yeah, the first half performance I thought was a good performance, particularly on that right-hand side, and that's what I'm intrigued to see with Cameroon. They're not the biggest ones, 5'5", 5'7", but they've got energy, they've got pace, little combinations, they have a good understanding with each other, so that's going to be a little concern for Serbia on their left-hand side. But yeah, you're right, Jackie, the start of the game was good. They need to do that, obviously, for 90 minutes. There's enough ability, enough players with experience in this team.
This is a real concern for the main man, Alexander Mitrovic. The man on whose shoulders most of their goal-scoring hopes rest. And he has been struggling with a foot injury coming into this tournament. He took a knock in the opener against Brazil as well. Real reason for concern for Dragan Stojkovic.
If there's one player, it's him, because he's got 50 goals for his country. Not only the goals, which is an obvious thing you want your number 9 to have, but it's his hold-up play. Speaking of people at Newcastle, one of the clubs that we play for, one thing about him, he's got character, he's got determination. So it's going to have to be pretty serious for him not to get back on that field again.
A reminder, this is effectively a must-win game for both of these sides after opening defeats. Cameroon have to offer a lot more than they did, particularly in the second half against Switzerland, knowing that their final group match is against the mighty Brazil, ranked #1 in the world, and for a reason. Here's Eric Choupo-Moting for Cameroon, one of the players who was taken off along with Brian Mbeumo, perhaps surprisingly so, bearing in mind they were trailing.
But the tendency at the moment, Jackie, at Cameroon, they're going to press. They're not going to stay off as they did maybe in the second half. They're going to be trying on the front foot. As Mamadou said, in that midfield area, they've got players that are energetic, that are players that can play, arrange a pass. They're not going to sit back.
So this man, very much a surprising name on the team sheet today. Davis Epassi, born in France, one of 8 Cameroonian squad members born in France. Came through at Rennes, but is now playing his football in Saudi Arabia. Hasn't kicked a ball competitively for 6 weeks. Probably wasn't expecting to either, barring an injury, but Andre Onana, a man who we saw so much of in the opening game, not because he was making saves left, right and centre, but rather because he was in advance of many of his defenders, because he wanted to come out and play. And very strong reports coming out from various sources that we've heard is that it was a case of a clash of styles, goalkeeping-wise, with this man, the coach, Rigobert Song.
Which is interesting because the goalkeepers now judge how good they are with their feet, not with their hands. And he had 26 touches, which is a record in the World Cup. So he was playing out from the back at some points of the game where we was watching. He's in front of his defenders. So not only he's a good goalkeeper, he had a big presence. And when you need something, when you're up against a good team, you need someone to motivate your backline, organise your backline. He definitely had that in abundance. So not only a loss as a leader, but also with his feet.
Into Milan man, not here. They have to get on with it, but I think Alexander Mitrovic's eyes might have lit up when he saw that he wasn't going to be facing Onana today. No offence to his deputy. He just does have that top-class ability, the former Ajax goalkeeper.
Good closing down again, you know, they're really pressing up, you know, Serbia, they want to try and press out.
A little bit short, and it's been intercepted. And Giza looking to try and bring it onto his right foot to have that shot. Well read, though. Zivkovic bringing it away.
Yeah, he's frustrated that the ball was just to his feet. Because there's that transition that they've got. They try and play out the back, but if they've got the chance to go forward quicker, they have. They've got the runners.
From Cameroon, they were positive in the opening stages. Brian Mbeumo, the Brentford player, recently converted to the Cameroon international from being a France under-21 player. And he timing just ahead of the World Cup, and he looked threatening at times.
He did, and that was a big surprise. Me and you looked at each other. Why are you taking him off? He's been your most dangerous player.
Zivkovic for Serbia. And they test the goalkeeper, who wasn't expecting to play. Dusan Tadic. Usually such a great supply line for Mitrovic. In towards the main man. Well, he applauds the pass. That's the kind of service he's been after.
And listen to the fans as well, just to see him be active, and that's what they thrive on, is some service. Just with this, he's just slightly too high. They manipulate the ball very well, they keep it moving, they wait for the right opportunity. It's not on first time. This time he opens up. He's peeled at the far post on the shoulder, but just slightly too high, and he just couldn't adjust his feet. Look at here, he's going back. He's actually coming down as he heads it. That's why he's heading it over the crossbar. If he can come onto the ball, which he'll be looking to do, and that's something that Serbia will do. They're going to get the ball and not necessarily going to put it in straight away. They wait for the second opportunity to put it in, so then he can come running onto the defender.
Mitrovic has scored 9 Premier League goals. Ready. Scored 3 penalties as well. Amongst those, another forward player they'd love to have in the lineup is Dusan Vlahovic. Doesn't always start, but they'd love him to here. It's just he's been struggling with fitness problems as well.
Yeah, the coach was saying that yesterday, wasn't he? That he's just seen him the last couple of days with his players look a bit sharper. There's a bit more intensity about their training, getting to where they want to be. He didn't answer too many press conferences early on about his team because he wasn't sure who it was going to be. He wasn't too sure who was going to come along.
One thing he said ahead of this tournament was, we want to play attacking football and we want to score a lot of goals. That suits us, quite frankly.
Yes.
Up here.
We didn't have a good run at the beginning. There weren't too many goals, but we're starting to get them now, so we're fine.
Just over 2.5 games before we saw the first one from Mbolo.
Me and you was getting a bit worried, actually. It was like, is it just us, or is it me, is it you? But there was a lot of that in the first game. Teams just getting used to each other, getting used to the heat, the conditions, the travel, the stadium, etc., etc. But
here's Mbeumo. Plays on the right, but very much a left-footed player. Here he goes. He's pacey as well, but he's not that quick.
yeah, little thumbs up says it all, because he does that very well. He comes short for the ball, and as a defender, I think that's where he wants it to feet, and then he's got that little turn of pace in behind.
Milinkovic-Savic in goal for Serbia. His brother's the number 20. He's our brother.
What's a ball?
Lovely pass. Here they come. Oh, there's too much on that. Oh, retrieved though by Zivkovic. Decent ball in as well, looking for Mitrovic.
And there's a little glimpse there, not one of the ability and the quality that they have, but they're going to get it out wide. If the wide player across it, the other side, push in and join in and try and be the next centre forward to help Mitrovic down the middle.
Know what the Serbia number 17, Filip Kostic, can do.
He has got a sweet left foot. You see him in the Bundesliga, looking out a pass. He's an excellent player. Not going to go Barsha, but he's going to get it out of his feet and put it into a dangerous area.
Toko Kambi. Leon Mann, one of their key players. They do have some talent up front, don't they, with Mbeumo, with him, Choupo-Moting of Bayern Munich as well. Vincent Aboubakar, traditionally their captain, who scored 8 goals in the Africa Cup of Nations in January, playing second fiddle. But they brought him on the other day after taking 2 of the key men off. Here comes Zivkovic for Serbia. Mitrovic has come short. Gets it back. Mitrovic. Still Alexander Mitrovic. He's thinking about a shot off the post. There's a foul by Choupo-Moting. He's not. Play on, says the referee. And here they come again. Oh, just lashed at it, Filip Kostic.
Well, again, it's wonderful play. They have a wonderful understanding. Little give and go. They get caught ball watching. But just watch this. He's not going to cross it. He's going to chop inside and then compose. Can he adjust his feet? And he's looking at him with that left foot just to whip it in. Unfortunately, just to hit the post. But he's so elegant for a big guy. You know, 6'2". He's well set as well. But just a little understanding. I mean, they love it. I was walking around Doha the other day and there's 5 or 6 Serbian fans. One of them had MLS shirt on into him, and they're saying he's the man, he's the one we rely on, he's going to score the goals. There's so much focus on him, and rightly so. You know, in the Premier League, you said, Jackie, that he's been doing well.
There was a question mark as to whether he really was Premier League quality. He scored absolute boatloads in the Championship. And it was a question mark, well, you know, do you put him in your fantasy team? Is he really going to score that many goals? And he's really hit the ground running this season.
Yeah, you've said, OK, 3 from the penalty spot, but the other 6 he's obviously done well. He's a target man, and he's got a system that plays to him. Very similar to what Serbia do. If they can play a ball early, they will do it. If not, he'll take that second chance with his running. So a lot of it is around him. Tadic as well, the number 10. I like watching him. A smart player, doesn't play up against a defender. He comes into areas where he anticipates the ball going to land.
Martin Ongler caught by Kostic.
That's going to hurt on the back of the Achilles on his foot.
Boots are very different these days, aren't they? Much thinner than when you played.
Well, they're called cleats as well. Yeah, just going into the being early in the morning back home, they're going to think of what boots are. So I'll just be your translator. They're called cleats. I still call them boots.
I think an American audience might know what a football boot is.
Now you say that, now you're good. But yeah, but they are lighter, and that's maybe you're looking at people getting injuries now, foot injuries. And don't say it, my one was the old leather ones with rubber studs and that you nail them in. I'm old, but I'm not that old.
Well, when you used to head the ball, you nearly broke your neck, didn't you? When they pig's bladders.
I never headed it. That wasn't my game. You obviously never watched it. That's not my forte.
Let me out it right back and play it to feet, thanks. Well, that looked painful for Martin Ongler.
But again, I think Cameroon have been composed. OK, they've had that opportunity, but by and large, they're just trying to feel themselves into a game. There must be so much pressure on them because, as I said, second half wasn't great against Switzerland. There was decisions about substitutions coming on, so they've had to regroup, refocus. And I think before going into the tournament, we said, OK, Brazil, and then Switzerland, Serbia and Cameroon, you're fighting for that second spot. The guys in the studio were saying, Neymar is not around, but they may not need him at the moment.
Play a front 6 instead of a front 7.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
necessarily been the most predictable of World Cups, so that's how we like it. Argentina, obviously a big shock. And Japan beating Germany and then getting beaten in their next game. Now seeing some surprise second round fixtures with real turnaround. England so impressive in the first game, being outplayed by the USA in their second.
I'd look at France being the most consistent, their performances. You know, Denmark pushed them all the way, but Mbappe, he's just gone about his business. I wouldn't say quietly because it's Mbappe, but there was a lot about Neymar and Ronaldo and Messi. Mbappe said, hey, don't forget me.
And went towards Milinkovic, Savic.
Yeah, Mo was right about this player. Lazio, midfield, number 20. He's got a good engine. Getting behind can help that support from the second ball when it gets knocked down from Mitrovic.
And a reminder tomorrow, Iran against the United States. The USA will go through with victory, and that is all that they will be focusing on. Iran, another team with a very different performance in the second round to the first.
Yeah, well, for that extra time goals and the passion and the quality that they show against Wales, you know, that danger on the counter-attack with little balls down the side.
And the complete opposite from Wales. We were pretty shocked by how flat and lifeless they were. But what have Cameroon got to offer here? Pierre Koundé of Olympiacos in the side today in place of Nguet, the defensive player, and lashed over by Nkulu. One of three players playing their third World Cup for Cameroon, along with Choupo-Moting and Abubakar, who's on the bench.
Okay, it wasn't particularly well set up, but he thought, I'll have a go, swing your foot at it. As a player, you know, you go into your second game knowing, obviously, that you're a little bit disappointed with some of your performance, not all of it. Let's not get too negative. The first half was good. And now you've had that 15 minutes. OK, let's get to our game plan. Can we not defend too deep because you don't want Serbia to keep putting balls into your box? We've got to hold a higher line. And can we get our wide players in the game a little bit more, particularly on that right-hand side? And it might be just for a couple of passes that you go behind their back three, make their defenders face towards their own goal. Then you can squeeze up and maybe pick the second ball and just play a little bit of soccer in their half at the moment.
And joining us late, there's just been one real chance of note, and that is the Serbia striker Mitrovic, who's looking to try and get on the end of this. Oh, confusion! Confusion! Oh, and what a miss! Alexandra Mitrovic, you would put your house on him scoring for that. But he just lashed at it when presented with the opportunity.
I'm shocked. Because when the ball's played in, does he anticipate where it's going to come? It's a ball that's played in and they don't... Obviously, the ricochet comes around, it bounces around, and you think just hit the target. Just watch his body shape as it comes across. He's just leaning to the side slightly and he just pulls it away, and that's where he's just dipped his shoulder. If he goes flat onto the ball, but there, he just pulls it away. If he's straight onto it, he can hit it into the back of the net.
Well, we're all stunned by that. Ipasi, the goalkeeper, absolutely delirious. Have Alexandra Mitrovic right in front of you, on his right foot, and to not even hit the target, so unlike him.
Well, that's a concern for Cameroon. I knew on this, just panicking, just whacking the ball anyway. You have to be composed, ricocheting, sliding it around, and you can't give him another chance.
Choupo-Moting, haven't seen a great deal of him so far. Fai, out to Burmo, back to Fai. He's made the run for him, creating a bit of space for Mbeumo, whipping it in, but no one could get on the end of it.
That's what I want. You know, the little give and go, the understanding. He plays, he's making the run to open it up. Now the whole field opens up with his left foot and he's looking for runners. But credit to Serbia's back line, they was pushed up and not leaving too much space. But that's where they're good. Just use the run of your teammate, come onto your left foot and just whip it into the area. Don't hesitate.
Well, that's what we're used to seeing him do at Brentford. We're used to so many runners making that space for him, and we're used to Ivan Toney getting on the end of it.
And as a fullback, I know I'm going to make 4 of them and not get the ball. one of them I may get it, but you just keep doing it because you're dragging people away, creating space for someone else. Particularly if he's got a left foot on that right-hand side, because he wants to come inside and the whole picture opens up for him.
Koundé on the chase. So Pierre Koundé has Choupo-Moting in the middle, but went for goal.
Now they're starting to get going. Now the little bit of confidence, the fans are engaged. Maybe got rid of a few nerves, little touch, and he had no thought in his mind, I'm just going to hit this as hard as I can and hit the target. That's the main thing, test the goalkeeper. In the end, it's a comfortable save. What he's been able to do is get a set piece, and you can see the players trying to rally each other. You're just now putting a sound of doubt in the mind of the Serbian back line.
That's why Koundé's been selected today instead of the far more defensive Umguet. Burmo taking it short. Koundé can get the power on it. Milinkovic-Savic will get it away.
Very strong in Switzerland in the first half. They had 8 opportunities coming down that right-hand side. So, Serbia would have done their homework and understand that is going to come along.
And 4 shots for Serbia in the opening stages, including one which cannoned back off the post from Mitrovic. This has been encouraging, though, for Cameroon. This is encouraging for Serbia. They have Zivkovic on this near side. Up against Nuhu. Good ball from here into the centre. Maksimovic denied. Ryan Kulu.
It's so smooth, from the back line.
Will get it away.
Very strong in Switzerland in the first half. They had 8 opportunities coming down that right-hand side. So, Serbia would have done their homework and understand that it is going to come along there. But it's one thing knowing it, the other thing is stopping it.
And 4 shots for Serbia in the opening stages, including one which cannoned back off the post from Mitrovic. This has been encouraging, though, for Cameroon. This is encouraging for Serbia. They have Zivkovic on this near side. Up against Nuhu. Good ball from here into the centre. Maksimovic denied. Ryan Kulu.
It's so smooth, from the back line, goes into midfield, switch play, and just watch this run. The weight of the pass is superb, and he's just trying to hook it into that empty space. And that's what I love about Serbia. The midfield players, they don't sit there and just want the ball. They're going to push forward. They're going to ask questions.
We have a technical problem here with the match officials. The referee and the assistants, all from the United Arab Emirates. Just across the Persian Gulf from us here in Doha. I think those Cameroon supporters will be delighted with the positivity they've seen from their side today. It's a much better team performance so far. And yes, they did start brightly against Switzerland and didn't maintain it, but they will have learnt those lessons, and they will have talked about that in the last few days in camp. There's technical issues have been resolved for Mohamed Abdullah.
Now he's got to deal with a physical issue, which has been a bit of a theme, really, from set pieces. The referees have closed down. Remember the England game with Harry Maguire and Harry Kane, getting the referee's attention. So look at all this grabbing and pulling that's going on.
Well, keep your eye on the Serbia number 9 there, Aleksandar Mitrovic, in the centre of your picture. I'll be looking for him here. Tadic. A regular supply line for their country over the years. Dusan Tadic, the number 10, and Mitrovic, now playing his football in Ajax, is Tadic, the captain. '93rd appearance for his country. Zivkovic finds Milinkovic-Savic. And Gisa waiting with him. It's a yellow card from Kulu.
Okay, as a defender, you're trying to just ease the ball out and you put your arms out just to stop someone getting in, but there's a difference between putting your arms out and maybe throwing them out. And maybe this is what they feel, that he's pushed him in the face. It's not a lot, but enough to go down. He maybe sells it well. But you are, as a defender, you're just trying to hold that off, just trying to push it, but maybe the referee bought that one.
It wasn't a huge amount, was there? I mean, initially...
It doesn't have to be in the game, you know. A little touch and you're rolling around.
Well, the good thing is you're not going to have unnecessarily red cards with VAR now, in theory. But it's a free kick for Serbia. Dusan Tadic, another opportunity to put the ball into the danger area. There's plenty of height in this Serbia side. Central defenders coming forwards. Tadic lifted it towards Mitrovic, who's fuming with the delivery.
Well, Tadic is trying to say, I'm going to dink it at the far post, but it's such a hard ball. You've got to have runners then coming from the edge and just not on the same page at the moment with the set pieces. And they're just having a discussion now, having a little chat with each other, which I don't mind. I think it's healthy for players. You haven't always got to agree with everybody, and it just shows that they're...
Oh, who did that come off? Serbia still haven't really tested the goalkeeper Epassi as yet, away by Castelletto. Hit the post, but he hasn't made any saves as yet. The man, a late replacement for Onana. Although we don't actually know how late. It could have been 2 days ago, for all we know, with it being reports of a disciplinary issue. Nothing confirmed as yet. No doubt Rigobert Song will be asked about it post-match, because that is a huge story. It's not as if he's available off the bench either. Milinkovic-Savic. This is younger brother Vanya in goal. Two of them were actually born in Spain. Their dad was a journeyman lower league professional footballer. The mum and sister, both professional basketball players. Hence the one brother good with his hands. He actually grew up in Austria because he was a footballer there as well, the dad, but he was Bosnian, the mum's Serbian, and they've opted to play for Serbia, who are coming forwards now with Zivkovic. Tadic. Another shot, nipped away by Ongler from the boot of Mitrovic, and they come again. Kostic trying to thread it through, and it comes to nothing.
Serbia at the moment just a pass away. You know, trying to make that run, trying to pull the ball back to Mitrovic. He doesn't quite get out of his feet. He thinks there's an elbow or there's an arm in his face. The referee didn't see it. He let the game go. It is a physical game.
More physical this match than previous ones we've seen so far.
Well, you touched on how big the Serbian players are, so I'm not saying that they are just physical. There's a lot more about their play than just that, but they can go into the number 9. They can go into where he's an old-fashioned number 9 to hold the ball up.
Choupo-Moting with a flick on. Not seen too much of Topo Ekambi as yet. Cameroon number 12.
And that's what I'm saying. Well, they're just off slightly, Serbia. No, going back there. Normally you'd think they're precise, keep the ball. They're just half a step off. No, not on the same page fully. But for Cameroon, they've got to take these opportunities. And that was what happened against Switzerland. They didn't take them, and then they got punished when Switzerland done a little bit of class, more composure. And Bulo put the ball in the back of the net. So that's where the fine lines of winning the game and obviously losing the game.
Yeah, Koundé with the corner for Cameroon. So they hope to break the deadlock. Oh, they have! They have as well! And it's Jean-Charles Castelletto with his first goal for his country. And what a stage on which to score it!
Well, look what it means to the players. The whole bench has gone running over. The relief We touched on taking their chances, but great scenes with the whole bench just run across the field, celebrating with their fans. What a moment. But an unforced error and a set piece. The little flick, just watch him anticipate at the far post. They get caught ball watching, he doesn't. And he pops that into the back of net. Little touch here, he's already on his way, he's already gone. No one's picking him up. He's not going to miss from there.
And the first goal for Rigobert Song's nation.
Someone celebrate with him, someone go with him and celebrate.
A huge, huge moment for them and for Castelletto. In a must-win game for Cameroon.
We have a lot about open play. Obviously, all the goals are being checked, but set pieces. England in the last World Cup, their goals, set pieces. Working on them. Good delivery, good movement, anticipating. And there we go. I want to see that. I was going with your friend. The whole bench running over there to go and celebrate. And as I said with Serbia, they've just been knocked out of their rhythm. They're not. They're trying to encourage each other. You can see the players looking around, just saying, "Come on, we're okay." But they just lost a little bit of grip of the game. They give a cheap corner away.
Oh, that was the lift they needed. They had their chances against Switzerland in the first half, and they didn't take them, and they tapered off. Now they've taken the initiative. And they have something to show for it. How can Serbia respond? We know they have firepower. They've already hit the post with Mitrovic, who missed an absolute sitter after that. Will he be made to pay? Still plenty of time, though. Play on, says the referee. Mitrovic in the centre, waiting for it. So too Tadic. An excellent challenge, though, by Nkulu. He's hurt himself in the process. And still they play on. Here's Mitrovic, and now the referee stops it.
But I think you're going to see how Serbia's response straight away. They've gone aggressive, they've gone closing down, they've been pushing people forward. It might be the wake-up call that they needed. But you're right, the chances hitting the post 5-6 yards out from your leading striker.
Well, that's the as it stands table, which makes things rather interesting in this group now. If it stays this way, Brazil, Switzerland and Cameroon would have 3 points, with only Serbia pointless. And they would be going home if they lose here and if Switzerland win or draw later against Brazil. But that is asking quite a lot.
Quite a lot, yeah.
Now that would be a shock.
Quite optimistic with that one.
It's just the theory. We're here for the theory.
Would you have said Saudi Arabia beat Argentina with Messi first game?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, anything is possible. Yeah, of course you would.
Did I tell you what I thought was going to happen?
Yeah, of course.
Nailed on. Right. What have Serbia got? Tadic. On towards Mitrovic, and Ipasi came to claim, did very well there. Saw it coming a long way and made the decision to come.
And that's the test he needed. You know, the other shots have maybe gone missed, but the aerial ball coming in, bodies in front of him. OK, palms it down.
Serbia have goals in them, we know that. They came into this World Cup on a far superior run of goal-scoring form. But it's Cameroon with their tails up. Toko Akambi. Ongisa.
Ongisa's having a good game, number 8. He's been really influential in the game, picking up the second ball, passing and getting involved in the game.
But no, what's the ball? Oh, hello. Good defending, though, by Milinkovic-Savic.
There's that little run. You make 6 of them, you might get them in. There's your fullback making the run. Draws 2 defenders to the ball. That little ball just picked up a knock.
Problem for the right-back fight. And a lot of stoppages in this opening half. Have a little sweepstake and what we think the added time will be at the end of the half.
Double digits. Just as he landed, just fell awkwardly. It was interesting, we was watching the Cameroon players get on the bus just before coming to the game, and the great president, Eto'o, was having a word with every single member of staff and player before they got on the bus. Imagine him having something to say to you, but just watch the movement. The ball's been played in. He's at the top of the screen. He's already gone. You could see that already got in, and that's why maybe they're hoping for offside, but his timing was excellent. He didn't go too early. He was patient in his run-up, and then a cool little finish to put that in the back of net, and then the whole bench and everybody go and celebrate with your fans.
Wonderful scenes, wonderful moment for Cameroon. How important is it that we have an African nation go through to the knockout stages?
I think it's vital.
Here they come again, Cameroon, looking for number 2. Plenty of white shirts back there. Always from Milinkovic-Savic.
Morocco getting that good performance against Belgium, where we see them defend really well, but then they're that cutting edge.
Burmo's getting heavily involved in this game in a very positive way. Choupo-Moting finds Toko Ekambi.
Yeah, they're starting to enjoy it now.
He's getting into the game as well. Kunde, I have to say, he's been a good team selection, bringing him in place of Umguet.
Jackie, you touched on it. Not only he's passing, but he's running in behind. He always wants the ball in tight areas, and you knew with Serbia they are going to be in that midfield area. We've got to try and dominate, and he's been a good introduction to this starting lineup.
Does that link things together in an offensive sense? Something that was perhaps lacking in the last game. And here they come again, Cameroon, looking to double their advantage, but not with a cross like that.
Just looking at the Serbian players, particularly the back three, they're just having a little word with each other because they're getting pinned back. They're getting asked questions. Now, are they too deep? Is their starting position? Is there too many gaps between the three of them? That's where they're getting a little bit of success. Is your wide player too far up the field? So for Cameroon, there's a huge gap between the left-sided player and the left centre half, and they're trying to exploit that. And that's where, touching at the start of the game, that's where Cameroon are very strong.
How Serbia coming into this tournament on a better goal-scoring run than Cameroon. They scored 13 goals in their 4 previous games, winning 3 of them. Whereas Cameroon hadn't won in their previous 4, and they scored just twice. And their games were against the lesser likes of Uzbekistan and Panama. This is positive from Pavlovic, but he's lost out, and now Choupo-Moting on the break. Has Toko Ekambi with him over this near side, and Burmo. One thing with being so left-footed, though, is it's a little bit easier for a defender to read what you're trying to do.
But in that case, then drive down and then chop back once you get a little bit of space. But I think because a little bit of fatigue's come in, he's had a lot of the ball in the last 5 or 6 minutes. He's just trying to come back straight away and get back on the left foot, just trying to slow the game down. But there's big expectations with Serbia. You touched on all their goals beforehand. I know Ali and I think Landon Donovan was saying, and rightly so, with Serbia, one of the favourites or a dark horse to go far in this competition because defensively they look solid. They have good balance in midfield. It's not over, but sometimes that pressure can get you, and they haven't come into this World Cup fully fit, their players.
Zivkovic. Oh, it's a really good ball from him to Tadic. In towards Milinkovic-Savic. Back to Lukic. Oh, look at the green shirts that are back there, helping out the defence.
But they've definitely lifted the tempo up now. There's a lot more urgency about their play. Serbia, a lot of players want the ball, a bit more movement in midfield.
About this Cameroon side, a lot more belief.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Mitrovic, Zivkovic, good ball in, a chance for Tadic. He's fuming about the ball into him.
Well, the flag's gone up anyway, but the pullback, it's got to be coming onto the ball. It's pulled back too far. But there's that little sign where they get the ball wide. He's going to come back onto his left foot. Not going to try and get to the bow line. He puts a good delivery in. Good defending, we must say. He's offside. But just there, the ball's behind him. He wants it on front so he can come onto the ball. As good as he is, the Ajax player, he wants to come onto the ball. But there's a little sign. OK, it's offside, but you've got bodies in the box. He's picking up the second ball. You're asking more questions. But, Jackie, you're right with Cameroon. There's a lot more focus in their game. There's a lot more concentration and togetherness, where it got very isolated in the first game. The midfield was not engaged with the front line.
Really seemed to lack belief, but less so now, and particularly after that goal. Jean-Charles Castelletto, first for his country, and wow, was that celebrated. So much so that the substitute got booked, taking one for the team as Milinkovic-Savic gets his 1-2 all wrong. Hasn't quite clicked for them on that front. There is time, of course. Lukic, Tadic, Milinkovic, well read by Koundé.
And that's why he's there, just to block the gaps. And you can see Song, he's trying to get his team up, and you can hear the Serbian fans there. They can feel it at the moment. They're starting to ask questions. There's a back line now for Cameroon. Be focused, be engaged with your goalkeeper. Don't crack, stay together. Two hold midfield players, don't let it go into the striker's feet. If it goes wide, we'll deal with it.
Tadic has come a little deeper. Serbia know they do have that weapon. Mitrovic, yes, he's missed a great chance, but we know what he can do. There's some great service, and it almost found him. Well defended, though, again by Cameroon.
Well done, an early Sounders player. Anticipate where the ball was going to get played into that area, and they're just, I wouldn't say hanging on, but they're starting to get a little bit desperate. But you do this in a session, you know, you're training, you make sure you're defending, you're going to sit back. There's going to be moments in the game and wait for the opposition to have a mistake, and that will give them so much belief and energy. Cameroon players, they've miscontrolled it, it's gone out, we get up the field, and Song's doing that, he's trying to get his team away. Just with his sweet left foot, he's just trying to pick someone out. Good defending.
I just feel they'll get a lot more chances.
Yes. And also what they've got on the bench to come in and make things happen. You know, that's where Serbia have maybe got more depth than Cameroon. They've got players that have played at a high level and come on and influence the game.
In addition, Vlahovic. He's the main man, but he has had an injury problem, as have a number of the squad members that Stojkovic said was really affecting them in their opening match against Brazil, which they were never going to be expansive in that game, were they? Really, they were looking for the points here and against Switzerland, and a game we're very much looking forward to. It'll be our last game. You'll be pleased to hear. Friday.
You sounded pleased when you said that. It was like, oh, have I really got to put up with him again?
Full credit to Cameroon for the way they played in this first half. Much more organised, much more belief as well. Perhaps one breeds the other. Still think that Serbia will be disappointed. They haven't really tested the goalkeeper, knowing that it was a switch from Onana, the main man. They just haven't had him scrambling around his goal. No,
and the two chances hit the post. That will be frustrating for the number 9, Mitrovic. But again, great closing down. He's in on your right if you want to go with him.
Well played by Koundé. Will he go for goal? Straight at the keeper.
What an impact he's had. Defensively, he's done great, but the energy and the desire. They just wait for the ball to be played in, then he closes down, and then he's off. He's got options left, right, but he's confident enough just to open out onto his right foot. It's a decent save in the end, but that time, that's when you need composure. Second time round, here's a good angle. It comes to him now. Now can you just settle down? But no, he's 100 miles an hour and gets it all wrong.
Toko Akambi needs support.
Oh, he's in.
Choupo-Moting. Oh, intercepted well by Maksimovic.
That's what Cameroon have done well, particularly in the areas, the little give and go. They play it, they're knowing there's a little bit of space in behind.
And Zivkovic was fuming there.
Yeah, I think Serbia will go in a bit frustrated. Yeah, you know, they've had good chances, and if the coach is there saying, listen, we're going to create chances, but can we stop them? That's another thing.
This is not the Serbia side many of us were expecting in this tournament. Whether it's down to those injuries and lack of fitness, players playing when carrying knocks, other players not available from the start. The likes of Vlahovic.
It's tough because you start the tournament off against Brazil, so you've sort of got a mulligan away out. So, but it's then hard to say we're going to put all our focus on our next 2 games. Because every game's different. We've seen that. We've seen, you know, a team in the first game, England, be, wow, they're going to run that, and then you see them lethargic against the US, although the US played great in midfield, dominated play with energy and caused some problems.
Congested middle of the field there. That'll be a free kick for Serbia.
Like Cameroon with set pieces, this may be something that they've worked on, because in general play, apart from the first 10-12 minutes, they've done okay. They was good, but they haven't really created too much afterwards. But like you've said, the back 3 will come up. They're 6'2", 6'5", 6'4", I think he is. So they've got height.
Oh, there will be a minimum of 6 minutes added on at the end of this first half. Not a huge surprise. We have had a number of stoppages, not least the goal. Tadic with the free kick for Serbia, into the danger area and into the back of the net. And it's Strahinja Pavlovic. That is what Serbia have been pushing for. It hasn't been their best half, but they're back on level terms against Cameroon.
And we have a load of Serbian journalists around us, and they're jumping up, high five, punch in the air, and he went straight to the bench. But he gets a run up. The ball is just floated in. It's actually saying, go and header it. He's not driven the ball in. He's not trying to be clever and whip the ball in. He just left it up there for him to go and head that in the back of that, and he doesn't disappoint. This is the angle. It's a little like Sandite, ball played in. What a header. Coming onto it. As a defender, you're standing still. You're trying to get back. He gets inside. He's the wrong side. And now all he's got to do is get it on target. What a header from the big man.
Fabulous goal by Pavlovic. The Salzburg defender. Really impressive in qualifiers. Known for his tenacity and for winning aerial duels. And he won that one there against Choupo-Moting and Ongisa.
Gisa's got to get his arm across him. He can't let him get inside as a defender. You've got to try and block him off. Once he gets inside you, you're hoping he misses.
Serbian tails are up. Zivkovic finds Mitrovic. Only he could have crossed to himself. Would have been ideal.
He's good, but he ain't that good. He's a good player, but...
It's like when you had Alan Shearer running the channels. It's like he used to cross to himself.
And listen, you didn't even have to be a good ball. You just put it in an area and he used to get on the end of it. And that's exactly what they did there. They just put it into an area and he'd be disappointed, Son, because they've competed well. But listen, there's Serbian fans.
Zivkovic with the long throw. Big guns are up there again. And they have that threat. Whenever they had those set pieces, they did look dangerous. Tadic hadn't quite got them right until that moment.
No, and by lofting the ball up slightly, it gives your 6'4" players the chance to run onto the ball. As a defender, I'm standing still.
You can see the lift it's given to Serbia. Milinkovic-Savic! Oh, and they've turned this game on its head on the stroke of half-time. And it's Sergej Milinkovic-Savic for Serbia.
That is class in abundance. Cameroon defenders, they're shell-shocked. They thought they had half time to get into it, but wonderful play.
Well, the pictures say it all from a Serbian and a Cameroonian perspective. They have fought so hard in this half, but Anguissa didn't get his clearance right. And Serbia, buoyed by the equaliser, felt so positive.
He doesn't get involved. He lets the green shirts go out. He stands still, then he's open up, and he just passes that. A little bounce in front of the goalkeeper. Possibly could do better, but he's just so elegant and so precise. That class that he's got. Cue the celebration.
Two shots on target for Serbia. 2 goals for Serbia.
They sensed it, though. They got the goal, and then it was like, we've got enough time with the added time. We're going to go now. We're going to try and get the lead before half-time. Moadou picked him up in midfield, number 20, the Lazio player. Composed. I think his team talk will be a lot different now after the last 3 or 4 minutes, because I think he would have been frustrated. And I think for Song's point of view, he's got to encourage his boys. He's got to encourage them. They've not done too much wrong. They've competed, but they've just been outdone with a wonderful delivery in the set piece, and then the player that's got class coming out of his paws. Wonderful finish.
Cameroon have lost their 8 World Cup finals games in a row, going back to 2002 when Samuel Eto'o helped them beat Saudi Arabia. Oh, and now Mitrovic, he sees a sight of goal. Oh!
I understand he's got to go for it, but he had an easier option just to his left. They break in again. Going down, he gets in front now. He's always going to come on his right, but now just slide to that left-hand side. He had a better opportunity, but because he's a striker, they want to score goals. Head down.
Now, because he's hit the post and because he's missed a sitter.
Yeah, that's in the back of his mind.
And because he's Alexander Mitrovic. And because their tails are up and they believe now.
It's like WWE in that middle there. They're pushing and shoving and grabbing, and the referee's going to have a big job here. But you can just feel it in the stadium with the Serbian. They want now the third, and then they believe the game could be over. For Cameroon at the moment, you've got to look around at each other and say, whatever happens, we're not conceding again. We've got to get into half-time. We're going to get regroup, refocus. Don't concede.
Oh, this could really be a dagger in the hearts of Cameroon. They have to be switched on here from this corner from Tadic. Passi with a touch. It's not cleared, though. And Burmo picks it up. Carl Toko Ekambi on the chase, and wow, Milinkovic-Savic came a long way. He looked very calm, though.
He did, and you know what he was conscious of, not touching it with his hands. You know, he made sure he bounced up, he waited. Even the greats are biting their nails. Is it with players on the bench keep getting booked?
Excessive celebrations. They're not supposed to come out of the technical area. This is the World Cup. They're feeling it. And Burmo trying to keep his side in the World Cup. They know they have to win today. They were winning today. Serbia have turned it around. But a goal now before half-time would change the complexion of the game once again.
Yeah, I wonder if they go back to that same play. Come inside, flick around the back post. We tend to think the Serbian backline will be organised to this, but do they go to the same play?
They scored from one corner. They won't score from that one. And there is the half-time whistle. What a half we have had. Jean-Charles Castelletto scoring his first goal for his country to put Cameroon ahead. And Serbia coming from behind with Milinkovic-Savic and Pavlovic. 2-1 at the break.
The 2022 FIFA World Cup halftime show on FS1 is presented by Verizon. First time this tournament, we've had 2 first-half stoppage time goals. Serbia seizing the late lead 2-1. Rob Stone here with you, and coming up on the Verizon halftime show, we're going to look ahead to game number 2, South Korea and their star Son Heung-min will look to build on their scoreless draw with Uruguay in their opener. They take on Ghana, a team that was one untimely slip away from tying things up with Portugal last time out for them. All that plus first half highlights. 2-1 in the first of 4 from the 2022 World Cup today here on Fox Sports.
Ah, humbug. My signal is totally ghosting me.
You need a better network. 'Tis the season to switch to Verizon. They'll give you the new iPhone 14 Pro.
Amazing phone.
Plus, Verizon gives you another Apple gift too, like Apple Watch SE, iPad, Beats Fit Pro.
All for me.
No, Scrooge.
This Black Friday weekend, get our best deal of the year. Only Verizon gives you the new iPhone 14 Pro. Plus, an Apple gift like Apple Watch SE, iPad, and Beats Fit Pro. All on us. That's a value of up to $1,900. Verizon.
For some, the rush of life is also the rush of escape. This is the BMW X1. Take control of your next adventure with a bolder design and more versatile performance. This X1 is ready for that journey. From exhilarating all-wheel drive to the intelligent BMW curved display, your next escape is as simple as starting the engine. The X1 BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Hey, you! Can we come together? Hey, you!
New Balance. What you got now?
I believe in miracles.
For the Stars and Stripes, as Christian Pulisic leads Team USA into a must-win showdown against Iran. A moment of magic! Coverage begins tomorrow at 1 Eastern live on Fox and the Fox Sports app. And catch up on any match for free on Tubi.
Well, I started my own restaurant because I love to cook. But that also means a lot of greasy pots and pans. And we can't waste...
And catch up on any match for free on Tubi.
Thinking of buying a home and don't think you can afford it? The Ohio Housing Finance Agency provides down payment assistance and affordable loan options to eligible Ohioans. Learn more and find out if you qualify by visiting myohiohome.org. Home ownership. Make it part of your future.
Buckeye State. Betfred has come all the way from England to the great state of Ohio with over 50 years of sports betting experience. No emperors, no movie stars, just a sports book you can trust. The Betfred Sports app will be available on January 1st, 2023. Until then, download the Ultimate Bengals app.
Cameroon got some work to do, man. They had them and let them boys come back.
Official sports betting partner of the
Man.
Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800.
Boys got some work to do.
The 2022 FIFA World Cup halftime.
They can make it happen, though.
Is presented by Verizon.
They can make it happen, though.
43rd-ranked Cameroon, they entered this game on an 8-game World Cup losing streak. They got the early goal, but they're down 2-1 at halftime. Welcome back inside our studio. Rob Stone, Kelly Smith, and Mo Adu back here with you from Doha. And the drama just keeps getting delivered here at this World Cup. Serbia, they have the lead in the locker room, but it's a lead they really should have seized earlier. Mitrovic with multiple opportunities, including one off the hard stuff. But it was Cameroon opening this one up with the first goal.
Yeah, Rob, and it's a set piece. We talk about set pieces of marking, and look at Castelletto on the back, just ghosting. Nobody's marking in the centre half. Just an easy tap in.
Set pieces, right? We talk so much about them and how they can change the game. You heard Warren Martin on the call talking about some of the panic defending happening in the box for Cameroon, and that would end up costing them, at least to a set piece opportunity. And you got to give credit to Pavlovic. He sees this a little bit late because of the jump there in front of him from Choupo-Moting. Good strength in the neck, little flicked header.
That's a tough header.
It really is, right? That levels things. You think, okay, just see it to halftime. Cameroon regroup. But bench just being a little bit careless, taking liberties, trying to play out in your own defensive third. And this man here, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, I thought he was actually having a quiet game, but he steps up in a big moment. The keeper and Pasi, think he should do better?
He just passes the ball in. There's no power.
Better, right?
The keeper must do better.
Again,
Yeah, sees it late.
The number 2 keeper for Cameroon had to make that switch late. Kelly, your Rigobert song in the Cameroon locker room. What is the message right now, having conceded 2 in stoppage time?
Yeah, it's disappointing because, you know, conceding so close to half-time, I think they just need to keep their composure. They lacked concentration, gave the ball away cheaply in the middle of the pitch there. So, yeah, just concentrate, calm down. They had good passages of play, but just need to finish.
And if I'm Serbia, listen, they found a way to get back into this game. Mitrovic, what I thought was really wasteful with the chances he did have. They find themselves up 2-1. They've had chances. Now the onus is on Cameroon to come out, expose himself a little bit more. Just be calm, cool, collected, and pick your moments. When to strike in transition, because I think that's where they can be really dangerous, especially with Kostic on one side and Tinkovic on the other side.
And again, the loser could be eliminated depending on results throughout the course of the day. Stars are lined up here on day 9 at the World Cup. Son Heung-min, Darwin Nunez, Richarlison, CR7. We'll get you ready for the rest of our games coming up.
Gillette presents the Gillette Labs with Exfoliating Bar, a razor designed to take the hassle out of your routine with effortless shaving and one efficient stroke. The bar and the handle removes unseen dirt and debris that gets in the way of the blades, so nothing gets between you and a quick and easy shave. All with a lifetime warranty. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Now this is an upgrade. And away we go. Hey, what's up? I can get used to this.
The best way to see the world is to experience it with travel upgrades and private events from Chase Sapphire Reserve. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Good morning, America. Rise and shine. All across the country, we're getting up early this year with one thing on our mind. Football!
It's soccer.
Whether you're repping La Cultura in all the colors, or you need the world to know this is our year. Because the beautiful game
belongs to all of us.
Get Google Pixel 7 or Pixel 7 Pro for free with qualifying trade-in.
Viene! Now is the time to shop Walmart's deals for days. This Cyber Monday. Head online and don't miss out on this season's hottest deals at Walmart. Go!
Hello. I saw you move in and I wanted to welcome you to the neighbourhood with some homemade biscuits.
Oh, that's so nice.
And a little tip, Geico could help you save on homeowners insurance.
Oh.
Cookies.
Biscuits.
Is there a little nutmeg in there?
Oh, it's my mum's secret recipe.
You can tell me.
It's a secret.
Is it cinnamon?
It's my mum's secret recipe.
Call Geico and see how easy saving on homeowners and condo insurance can be.
I'll come back for the plate.
The chicken always seems to be a big favorite. People love it.
You're not pulling it out of a box. You're making food.
Yeah. I like being able to put pride in my food and pride in my work. You get to walk right in. You see me making your chicken. This is going to be in your bowl.
This is it.
This is it. This is it.
Tonight at 7, 6 o'clock, you see my rocket ship head up in the clouds when the spaceship lit ignite. Hit me from the ground, I'm about to lift off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shop Pandora Jewelry and enjoy 30% off your total purchase November 21st through 29th. Enjoy Black Friday savings on your favorite pieces. Only at Pandora Jewelry.
I want you to know that we will get your baby back.
We can't stop until we catch this guy.
No matter where you go, I'll find you.
The 2022 FIFA World Cup halftime show on FS1 is presented by Verizon.
South Korea's captain, their talisman, Son Heung-min, remember, wore that protective face mask in the scoreless opener against Uruguay. Expected to do again the same in our second game of the day. The youngest and lowest ranked team at the World Cup, Ghana, getting set for their journey out to Education City Stadium. It's been a tournament of upsets so far. Ghana, can they keep that trend going later today? Those two nations are up next. After that, over on Fox, it's soccer samba style, Brazil and Switzerland. Then our day concludes with CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal taking on Uruguay. Your first half moment, sponsored by Verizon. 2 Serbian strikes in stoppage time. A deficit flipped into a halftime lead just like that. Second 45 coming up.
Ah, humbug. My signal is totally ghosting me.
You need a better network. 'Tis the season to switch to Verizon. They'll give you the new iPhone 14 Pro.
Oh, amazing phone.
Plus, Verizon gives you another Apple gift too, like Apple Watch SE, iPad, Beats Fit Pro.
All for me.
No, Scrooge.
This Cyber Monday, get our best deal of the year. Only Verizon gives you the new iPhone 14 Pro, plus an Apple gift like Apple Watch SE, iPad, and Beats Fit Pro, all on us. That's a value of up to $1,900. Verizon.
COVID-19. Some people get it, and some people can get it bad. And for those who do get it bad, it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, asthma, or smoking. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, don't wait. Ask your healthcare provider right away if an authorized oral treatment is right for you.
It's a cat. It's an old cat. It's an old cat bat.
Some things leave you guessing, but not MailChimp. MailChimp takes the guesswork out of email marketing by analyzing millions of data points from the billions of emails we send to offer personalized suggestions for how to improve engagement and revenue. Guess less and sell more with the #1 email marketing and automation platform. Intuit MailChimp.
Third-ranked Michigan looks to punch their ticket to the playoffs as they battle Purdue, the Big Ten Championship. Saturday at 7:30 Eastern on Fox.
Shopify presents cool sheets from aha to
lying awake while you bake isn't cool. I suffered from the wrong kind of hot in bed, heat-induced insomnia. That was my aha moment. Bed sheets that keep you cool. Then I thought, how do I even sell bed sheets? That's when I had the idea that made it all possible, signing up on Shopify. With the help of Shopify's intuitive online store creator, I started selling sustainable bamboo sheets that keep cool year-round. And my cool idea became a reality. Hot sleepers around the world rejoice. Shopify makes it simple to keep your cool while starting and growing your business. Start selling with Shopify today and join the commerce platform powering millions of businesses worldwide. From aha to anything is possible.
This is Possibility, powered by Shopify. Start selling online today. Sign up for a free trial at shopify.com/special offer 22. Shopify.com/special offer 22.
Welcome back to the Al Janoub Stadium, where Serbia turned this game on its head in the first half after a positive performance from Cameroon, taking the lead. But they were pegged back, and now they are heading for a 9th successive World Cup finals defeat going back 20 years. And they're heading for the bottom of Group G with a game against Brazil to come, unless they can find a couple of goals from somewhere. Any sign of that, Warren?
Yeah, I think so. I just looked at the stats. They've had 7 shots, 3 of them on target. They've had 3 corners. That was an excellent well-worked corner. Yeah, they're going to steadily in this second half go forward, take more chances. They've got some players on the bench, but my biggest concern, if you are pushing forward with a Serbian team that are very, very good on the counter-attack, not only in their set pieces, but going forward, they can get punished there. So you have to be a fine line of pushing forward, but also making sure you're not vulnerable at the back.
It is all set up perfectly for a thrilling second half. And what a first half we had. Celebrations, booking for either side. They were extraordinary scenes, but it means so much to both these sets of fans and players, substitutes, coaches. So much riding on this game. And we're back underway. Jean-Charles Castelletto scored his first international goal for Cameroon in the first half from a corner. Plenty of reasons for positivity from their perspective. Song, former Cameroon captain, most capped player with 137. He played in 4 World Cups. He knows what this is all about.
And I think he's going to have to use all his experience for his team talk at half-time to make sure that they believe, make sure they keep their concentration. I think it would have been a speech to motivate his players. I think Serbia, on the other hand, was saying, look, you've got the chance. You've wasted a couple of opportunities. Don't be so wasteful.
Both have top players for their country in charge, with Pixie, as he's affectionately known, Dragan Stojkovic. He was appointed on his 57th birthday, 56th rather, birthday last year. What a player he was in his time. Scoring both goals at Italia 90 in a 2-1 last 16 victory over Spain. Played in Japan, played under Arsene Wenger alongside Gary Lineker, and he credits Arsene Wenger with totally changing his game and was player of the season in the year that Arsene Wenger was manager of the season.
The big thing that's come out of all of these press conferences about trusting. They trust him now. And when you've got a group of players that are buying into what the coach is giving them the information, that's a strong thing, and the results have been there. The players, he said that was the biggest thing, to make sure that my players trust me.
For an interview with one of the goal scorers, Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, ahead of the tournament, who said that it's weird having a celebrity in charge because they've grown up idolising this guy, knowing what a star player he was for Yugoslavia, as they were formerly.
But as players do, that will last a couple of weeks. And if they don't understand or trust what he's saying, and yeah, you have that immediate respect and aura about you, but if you can't translate that across to your players, they tend to doubt you, but they definitely don't doubt this guy.
Yeah, he's a real player in his times. Marseille with the likes of Jean-Pierre Papin. Play on, says the referee. Here comes Serbia. Not too much on that for Filip Kostic. As you said, Warren, a very different team talk for Stojkovic at half-time. Much easier one, I would have thought.
Yeah, because I thought he was getting a bit frustrated, but they didn't want half-time. They had the momentum. They felt that they had the Cameroon players, and I did as well, that they was going to get that third goal, but it wasn't to be. So concentration, be professional, take your chances when it comes along.
Burmo. There's the runner of Toko Ekambi.
Well, he's played exceptionally well.
Pavlovic, one of the goal scorers, very highly rated 21-year-old. Just kind of player you want in a World Cup. Yes, he was booked early on in the opening match. He had to be careful after that, and he missed the next game if he gets another booking. Here comes Kostic. Back in towards Kostic, and the keeper game. And the flag was up, though, for offside.
Yeah, but he didn't know that when he come out. The keeper, good starting position. Again, players with a left foot, they look so calm and influential. He just played in just slightly offside, but wonderful way to pass. But the goalkeeper done very well to come out and smother the ball. He said it's offside, but he didn't know that.
Milinkovic-Savic. Little ball, not enough on it for Mitrovic, but still with Serbia. Tadic. Oh, a nice turn by Milinkovic-Savic.
Well, they're really stepping it up now. The pass and the movement, third man running. One player has it, someone's making a run. Yes, he's offside, but again, it's so close. The intricate play. Keep a little bit of width. Oof, I'm not so sure. He's played the ball. Yeah, they can just fill it at the moment. Serbia's players have gone in and they was really focused in the tunnel. They was talking to each other and not encouraging each other, laughing and joking. They was in the zone. They knew exactly what they got to do.
And it's approaching 2:15 in the afternoon here in Qatar. They'll just slightly be waking up on the east coast of America. Caffeine will help wake you up, but so too the end of that first half, if you managed to catch that. And it was the first time ever that we had 2 goals at the end of first half added time in a World Cup. And Pavlovic and then Milinkovic-Savic, a couple of minutes apart to turn this game around. Still a long way to go, though.
Yeah, Jackie's saying that. I don't think Serbia will sit back, definitely. They won't invite pressure on. They won't want to run the risk of an equaliser, and that could change the whole aspect of the mood of this stadium. So I think they're going to be positive.
Milinkovic-Savic.
Oh, what a ball.
Very good ball. Very good defending, though, as well, it has to be said. Nuhu. Seattle Sounders man.
Yeah, he's got pace. And big fans' favourite in Seattle. The way he uses his energy and driving forward, but he's not been able to do this in this game. He's had to defend very well.
And Gisa. This is out. Towards Tadic, flicked on towards Mitrovic. Ongler, good play from him again. And Burma on the chase, along with Milinkovic.
And that's what happened when you play 3 at the back. If one of your defenders goes in, then the centre one, which is the number 4, will come across and he can swap everything up, just clean it all up. Sometimes when you play 2 centre-halves, you get isolated and it comes a foot race, but the third one in the middle can just cover around. You normally give yourself a couple of yards behind so he can anticipate where the ball's going in. So your first centre-half can go close. Anything over the top he can deal with.
Koundé. Ball in from Koundé. Mitrovic in the middle of a sandwich, but it's still with Serbia. And Pavlovic, Salzburg player. Oh, we knew he was good in a duel, and how he proved to be the case from that set piece.
Yeah, well, I thought we had a good game against Brazil because he had to defend well.
There's Mitrovic. There's Kostic with him. Kostic to Milinkovic-Savic, and a real chance here for Serbia to wrap it up. And it's Alexander Mitrovic, the man whose goal sent Serbia to the World Cup, may just have scored the goal which keeps them at the World Cup.
You will not find a
bullshit, man. Fucking bullshit.
The unselfish play, the
goodness,
the touch, the composure. What a finish. Simple finish. He had a couple of chances just before. Smiles all around. What a Fuller man. No wonder they adore him. And the team. Again, it's another turnover. It happened with the first guy. They give the ball away, and now they're off. Just look at the shape. He's driving forward. He's got options left, right, in the middle. They keep the ball moving, pulling it back. But look at this touch. Look at the awareness. And then again, no, I'm going to pull it back. Finish. Class all over it. Awareness, that touch there. That pass opens the whole picture up for everybody, and he ain't going to miss from there.
Beautifully done by Zivkovic. How many players in that position would snatch at it, would have a crack? But he could see the number 9 in the corner of his eye, and he knew that he was better placed in more ways than one to finish the job off. Alexander Mitrovic, Serbia's all-time leading scorer, with 51 goals now in 78 games, 8 goals in World Cup qualifying. He's an absolute goal-scoring machine. Even though he's not fully fit with a foot injury, how they've needed him here.
And as soon as that goal went in, the Cameroon bench went over to the player. They're making a sub. They're not just going to wait. They've got to go for it.
Well, this was the issue in the first game when they went behind early in the second half against Switzerland and they just didn't respond. That was the most disappointing thing about that performance. The players getting criticised. I was talking to a Cameroon journalist earlier, having to dig out my A-level French, and he was explaining that it wasn't the coach that was getting the criticism, it was very much the players for not fighting. And now Ongle, midfielder, going off, and the man who scored 8 goals at the Africa Cup of Nations, Vincent Aboubakar, coming on.
Well, I think that's typical now. They're going to go 2 up front, which is a little bit unusual in world soccer nowadays. It's normally 1 with 1 behind, but I think they've got nothing to lose. They've got to go forward. They've got to create chances. They've got to push on.
Well, that's a real shame to see Pavlovic in pain and injured. And Stefan Mitrovic, no relation, coming on. Can't have enough Mitrovic's on the pitch for Serbia, can you, quite frankly? There is another Stefan Mitrovic who didn't get in the squad.
Listen to the round of applause he gets in, but he's experienced, 35 caps, 32-year-old, and he's football in Spain, Getafe, so...
Are you doing your homework?
I'm just looking at your notes.
And Burmo with the free kick. It's a good one in towards Choupo-Moting, just inches away.
That's a chance for him, Bayern Munich player. Excellent delivery. That little step to his right, so he just couldn't come onto the ball, trying to keep onside, but here you think, throw yourself at it. Just that slight half an inch in front of him. But he'd be happy to play with a long strike with someone up against him as well to help him out.
So 3-1 for Serbia, and 1 more goal for them here, unanswered, would put them up to 2nd in the group in the as it stands table, above Switzerland, who face Brazil later on today. Milinkovic-Savic, he's already scored 1 goal. They don't seem to care who's on the score sheet. Very unselfish play from the forward men of Serbia.
Yeah, and he has that freedom to push forward there. Tadic just didn't have enough composure on the ball, but Mitrovic up front, we spoke about that injury, got kicked earlier on. Remember when he went down moments into the game. I just wonder for Serbia, will they give it 5, 6, 7 minutes and start making some changes to save their legs?
Fine. Burmo. No, he wants to bring it onto his left foot there. And Kostic knew that too.
He's had a good impact on the game. He gives him that natural balance because he's left-footed. When he gets the ball, the whole field opens up on this left-hand side. Rather than being right-footed and coming back inside, it comes to him and he gives the option to play it down the channels, go inside. And he's got a sweet left foot as well.
Kostic plays for Juventus, as do 10 other Serbian players in the squad, 6 of them in Spain. Only Milos Veljkovic. Born in Switzerland, by the way. There's Fai with the ball in. It was an early one looking for Choupo-Moting. Hasn't really had any clear-cut opportunities, has he, the Bayern Munich man?
Oh, what a ball. Again, it's so elegant. He's such a good player. Number 20. What an influence he's had on the game.
Kostic back in the side today after fitness problems that have affected 8 of the Serbia squad. I have to admit, I have had them down, been banging on to you about the dark horse status that I really felt that Serbia are at. I didn't expect too much from them against Brazil, and they duly lost 2-0, but so far so good here. Kostic. Rigobert's song came in March, just ahead of the playoff against Algeria, which they could not have won any more dramatically, by the way. They thought they'd lost out in the 118th minute in extra time at the end of the second leg of the playoff to Toko Ekambi, though, winning it for them. Here's Kostic. Ball by Mbomo for Abubakar to chase. Yeah, Choupo-Moting in the centre. Still Abubakar. Oh! And now Mbomo, he wants it on his left foot. Well, that was very promising from the Cameroon substitute.
That's a good sign as well, playing the ball in behind. I thought he was going to actually play it in earlier, but he has got the ability to come back inside.
Quite old now. I commentated on him in South Africa in 2010. He was just 18 years of age. He was a baby then, and now he's seen as the old dude. Cameroon heading for a 9th successive defeat at the World Cup finals. They'll equal Mexico's unwanted record. Won't be thinking about that now. Just want to keep themselves alive. They can't technically go out with defeat here, but effectively you would think so, bearing in mind Brazil play later and they have to play Brazil in their last game as well. I'll be asking an awful lot of them to get something out of that. Savic, Lazio. Here he is again. Linked to play very nicely.
There's the one. There's the one I was waiting for. We had a couple in the first games.
Oh dear. Choupo-Moting, bit of space here now for Cameroon, and Mbomo's busted gut to get to the far post.
It's just that final decision, you know, there. Can you put it in early? You see it from here, Jackie. Put it in at the far post, it was in. But he doesn't, he takes a touch. He broke well, gets his head up. And now you're seeing bursting through at the bottom of the screen. Can you pull it in early now with your left foot? I know it's a tough ball, but as soon as he comes back, there's enough white shirts just to snuff the danger out.
And that's what they wanted him to do. There we go, Milinkovic. Savic goes for the dink.
He's had a wonderful game. Certain players have played a game where they've got more time. It seems like, well, everything's going a bit chaotic. He seems to have the influence to slow the game down, pass the ball, get into space where he needs to. He's got a good touch. And Mamadou in the studio picked him up as a midfield player, and no surprise.
There's a chance now for Vincent Abubakar. The flag stayed down. Abubakar! And now the flag goes up. I think he knew.
I think we all knew. But you know what I've liked about when he's come on? The runs he's made, he's running in behind. It's not, in the game against Switzerland, everything was to feet. This time he wants to go in behind. I don't think there's any problem there, but everything he's done, he's been positive. A cute little finish, but I think everybody in the stadium knew he was offside.
It wasn't miles off, though.
I was confident. If I was a defender, I was confident he was offside.
Even looking again, really?
Oh! They've given it. Thank you, Jackie. Well done.
Well, Vincent Abubakar has put Cameroon right back into this game. It turns out he timed his run to perfection.
Well, I'm looking along the line here, and I'm thinking it's gone in, but it's not. It's in. It's perfectly played. What a finish.
Well, the whole stadium stopped. They expected to see the offside flag, which did come up after he put it in the back of the net, and credit to the officials. Had the assistant been super clear that it was offside, and had he put it up earlier, it would have been a different story. But he did what he was supposed to do, and wait just in case. And now we have a game on our hands again. This is turning out to be one of the best games of the tournament so far. Cameroon having taken the lead, being pegged back with 2 goals in first half stoppage time. Mitrovic looked to have been putting them through. Now their tails will be up again.
Yeah,
Abubakar off the bench and making things happen. Toko Ekambi on the chase.
They're going to make some subs as well. They feel now at the moment has just changed them. And rightly so, because Serbia was bossing the game, keeping the ball. Good little run in behind. Play to the whistle, that's what you told as a kid.
Tadic, Milinkovic, Savic. Tadic wants it back. Mitrovic was hoping for it too. He had 2 options. And that surely will be offside. No, well, it stayed down again. Abubakar squared it. Choupo-Moting! The flag stayed down. Eric Choupo-Moting has drawn Cameroon level. An extraordinary game of football. A couple of minutes ago, they were 3-1 down. They appeared to be out. And now they're back on level terms.
We said about the coach making subs. What an impact he's had. It's that run again in behind. But just watch his teammate get there. He doesn't stop. He doesn't wait for him to finish it. He's going to get on the end of it. What an impact he's had.
Well, Vincent Abubakar and Eric Choupo-Moting playing in their 3rd World Cups. And they've had the most extraordinary impact in this second half. That man will be delighted with his own decision to bring Abubakar off the bench.
I think you're right, he got criticised a little bit with the subs. Was it a bit negative? This time they've had a great impact. That's what you want.
Song brought on Abubakar in the first game, but he took off Choupo-Moting and Burmo, which was the surprising factor because he had nobody to play off. Now he's kept them all on. Look at the difference.
Also for Serbia playing 3 at the back, they've got now 2 to deal with. And they've let people go, and that bit of communication, man coming over, they haven't communicated. They've left space in behind, and they've been punished. It's fascinating.
Burmo. The belief has ebbed and flowed between the 2 sides from one to the other. The goals have changed the game, also changed the complexion, the body language of the game as well.
The whole mood has changed. You know, there were stages where you're thinking Serbia's going to go and get another one, they're going to make changes, going to think about the next, and they went bang, 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 and they're back in it.
And that man played his part. Pierre Koundé, in from Guet today, ran his socks off. It's his corner, which led to the opening goal for Castelletto, which feels like a long time ago now. The as it stands table. What a fascinating group this is, and what a fascinating game this is. They can't surely turn this completely around, can they, Cameroon? They believe they can. 5.
Well, Serbia, I think that sums it up. They've just got to regroup for a second. They've just got to refocus and see where they are. They know with Cameroon, he'll be delighted with his decision to make the subs, and they've really got the momentum, they've got the energy, they've got the desire now to... let's see what Serbia have got.
Milinkovic, Savic has had a very good game. They need to keep their heads now, Serbia. They played arguably the toughest game in the group. Brazil have Switzerland to come. Cameroon know they have Brazil to play. One more goal for them would make a world of difference. Towards Tadic.
What an important header that was. This is where you now let good. Encourage your teammates to get organised. You've just got yourself back in the game. What you don't want to do is concede now. You can feel the excitement in the stadium. It's electric.
Dusan Tadic with the corner for Serbia. Well, the goalkeeper's come out. He didn't get there. Promoting. Burmo wanted it the other side of the field. It was optimistic, but he was in space. This game resting on a knife edge. He had 6 goals in the space of 37 minutes in this game. I'm making no bets as to what's going to happen next. Not a clue. Did you see a winner?
I'm just trying to calm down a little bit. Well, what I've just seen the last 7 or 8 minutes, but yeah, I think with both teams, I think they're both going to go forward now. They're not going to sit back.
Sagog substitute. Fai. It's a good ball in from Fai. Zivkovic is back there. Away by Milenkovic. Mustn't panic now, Serbia. There's no reason to. They know they have the talent. They know they have the firepower in the final third to be able to hurt Cameroon.
Well, they just look shocked at the moment. They can't really comprehend of what's just happened. You know, 2 goals have gone in. They thought one was offside, as I did, and then the next one they actually think that's up. The flag doesn't go up, and they're just trying to figure things out. And this is where they're going to need their experience. They're going to need their experience as players. Like you said, there's enough time that you haven't got to panic. You just got to clear your head and get yourself focused.
What a fun game this has been to watch. Just when you think you know which way the game's going, and then it changes again. That's why we love this game so much.
Brilliant.
Payback for all those goalless draws. Tadic. Straight away, he's looking for Mitrovic. Here's Kostic, though, on the left. Kostic gets the ball in. Burmo to Boubacar, the man who's made such a difference off the bench. He could get booked here for kicking the ball away if he's not careful. The referee opting just to have a chat with him instead. Perhaps a little fortunate.
I don't mind that. I think good refereeing. He just, obviously, the emotion that's going on, the impact that he's had as a son, even though the experience that we know he's got, I just felt he was just stronger.
Towards Mitrovic.
I think he's had a good game. You know, there was a lot of pressure on him, changing the keeper and more secure, more steady.
Basagog for Cameroon. Shrugs off Kostic. Still Basagog. Anguissa. Fai. Anguissa's made the run. Oh, what a lovely touch for Basagog. Still with Cameroon. Here's Fai. Anguissa. down after this game, wouldn't they? I don't know about the players.
Again, they're shiny. It's just keeping on. And as a defender, you can't. If you're the furthest man away, you can't. You've got to be up. He's onside, and now has he got the ability? Has he got the awareness? Oh, what a wonderful little finish.
Well, he's a tall goalkeeper, but he's not that tall. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic, around the 6'7" mark, but fabulous, fabulous finish. The whole stadium stood still because everybody felt it was going to be offside, and it just wasn't.
Well, old Sam played to the whistle. He did, and that little experience, finish, composure, coming inside, and then the wonderful little loop over the goalkeeper's head.
His 34th international goal in his 92nd game for Cameroon. Now playing his football in Saudi Arabia. Having been at the likes of Besiktas in Turkey and Porto in Portugal. And a couple of substitutes coming on for Serbia. Marko Grujic. And Serjan Babic coming on. And here's Mitrovic. Mitrovic has options. He goes for goal, perhaps not the best option in the circumstances. Tadic now for Serbia.
He's trying to be too clever, too cute.
Well, it worked when Mitrovic scored. Intricate play inside the Cameroon penalty area. Cameroon have scored 2 goals since then, and they're looking for a third. Basagog just about managed to keep it in. Choupo-Moting. Milinkovic-Savic does really well. Tadic. Kostic. Maksimovic finds Milinkovic-Savic. Space now to drive into. And Mitrovic always so tightly marked. They want him in the penalty area. Here's Tadic. Always looking for Mitrovic whenever he has the ball. Lukic. Now back to Milinkovic-Savic.
Very, very patient with their build-up. There was waiting, and comes to, I think, one of their best players so far, but they've got to close them down. They did in the end. Cameroon back line.
Now they can make those substitutions. Valkovic coming off. So too Zivkovic. Radonic coming on. Torino on loan from Marseille, along with Sasha Lukic and Vanja Milinkovic-Savic, all teammates at Torino. He's had a very good game. Yes. He's coming off. And Marko Grujic, the former Liverpool player. Well, he was on the books for 5 years, but only made 8 substitute appearances in the Premier League in that time, and he went out on loan in the Championship. Now mostly a substitute at Porto. He has a big role to play here. Serbia look to try to get back into the lead. They looked so comfortable, 3-1 up. Cameroon had other ideas, though. Basagog on the chase. good thing about Sergei Milinkovic-Savic going off is fewer syllables, but his brother's still on, unfortunately. And imagine if Cameroon were to score another goal here, a third in a row, having been 3-1 down. The Cameroon supporters inside this stadium, who've been loud as it is, as have the Serbia ones, by the way, but my goodness, have they made their presence felt.
No, where they're taking the call now, that's not only the Serbian fans, they're all quiet, they're not going unlike the Cameroon fans that are pushing their team forward.
And a couple of substitutions to be made now. Anguissa's day is done.
Have a good performance.
Coming on, he's fantastic, the Napoli man, who's been in great form for them this season as well, and usually more defensive-minded Samuel Nguet coming on. So to George Kevin Nkudu, wide player for Besiktas.
The first touch taking a corner. Hopefully you're warmed up.
Nkulu orchestrating his teammates into position to try and attack this corner. Oh, that was a crucial touch. And another one from Nuhu. This time ball in towards Abubakar. You should get a feeling every time he touches the ball that something might happen. Here he is again, Vansu Abubakar. Basagog. Play by him. And Serbia won't be happy today unless they come away with 3 points that they thought were theirs for a little while. Tadic. You can literally see every time he gets the ball, he looks for the number 9.
Yeah.
That's normally how things work with Serbia, those two linking up brilliantly to such positive effect. Almost a telepathic understanding they have.
By the captain as well. So he wants to get on the ball just to try and get things going, get into some rhythm again, because they felt the large parts of this second half they had the game in their hands. They were so comfortable, so fluid in the game.
Wonderful shots of the fabulous Cameroon support. Stitch, you know what he can do with his left foot, and it was into the corridor of uncertainty, as they describe it. Horrible one for the defenders.
No, his wand of a left foot, he always gives you width. He's just stand out here, he had no hesitation. He just puts it into that area, and you think, make that run, but Mitrovic is just at the edge of the box rather than getting in front of the defender. Seen that time and time again, putting it into a danger area.
Serbia have never beaten an African side as an independent nation. We tried against Ivory Coast in 2006 and Ghana in 2010. I think we all know how she feels as football supporters, don't we?
Imagine how he feels as well. You know, half-time team talk has to be positive. To concede a goal, you think, well, where did you go from here? I tell you what, I'm going to put my experienced player on, and hopefully he's going to make things happen. Well, he's not been disappointed.
Mitrovic just took too long on the ball. Robbed of it, and here's Basagog for Cameroon. And Choupo-Moting in the centre, he wants to come on his left foot. Still Basagog.
Well, Serbia at the moment, they're rattled. Mitrovic is arguing with his teammate, he should have played it earlier, they're hesitating. It was also smooth for them, but credit to Cameroon. They've come in, they've embraced the moment. They didn't sit back.
Fine. Mitrovic flicked on for Tadic. Takes a free kick quickly, Kostic. Well, they've been rattled before, Serbia, in this game. And they've showed us what they were made of. Quick-fire goals at the end of the first half, which put them in control of the game, and then they thought they'd won it. Now they have to come again. Radonic got the ball in. Serbia's famous for its spas and mountain resorts. I think after this game, their supporters will be in need of some relaxation. It's been a little bit stressful for them and for Cameroon. Remember, both sides came into this game without a point. Cameroon still have to play Brazil. Here they come again, the indomitable Lions. And they're going for it.
He's been brilliant. So even then, you know, positive, taking people on. They're petrified of him at the moment, the back line of Serbia. They're backing off, backing off.
Tadic for Serbia. This game has absolutely flown by. Will there be a winner? The rewards are obvious for either side. Serbia still has Switzerland to play. Babic. Reach Radonic. Lukic. Grujic. Kostic has been a really positive addition to this Serbia side today. And he wants the ball back. Here is Kostic.
Wrong decision. I think he just bounced up on him as well. I'll give him a little bit of credit. I think that frustration says it all, but his movement was good. Just watch now as it bounced up, as he's just about to play it, and he just opens his body up too much. Be frustrated because, you know, that's a good opportunity. They were just starting to get a little bit of rhythm, starting to pass the ball in midfield. Not trying to force everything, because when the equaliser went in, they lost their discipline. Serbia, they kept giving the ball away. Their shape wasn't good, but they've slowly got themselves back into a little bit of rhythm at the moment.
Rich. Towards Tadic. Mitrovic!
That's a chance for him. I think that look says it all. And again, Tadic is looking to put it onto his right foot. He's just trying to put that into the top of the corner.
Well, he usually buries those. Scored one, but had a couple of opportunities. We'd always see him at least hit the target.
He just didn't get his body enough and his knee around it enough to try and whip it into that corner.
Nice turn from Choupo-Moting. George Kevin Boudou. Nguet. If they can just get a Boubacar involved in play, every time he's touched the ball, he's either scored or made something happen for them. I know it's easy for us up here, Warren, but in that first game, we just thought, with the Boubacar coming on, if they'd still had Mbeumo and Choupo-Moting on the pitch to help him, it could have been a very different outcome in terms of the entire tournament for them. Yeah, because he's clever enough not to play just as a lone striker or play with a striker. He'd come deep and he's gone to the left, he's gone to the right. It just gives you a different proposition. And also, as a defender, it makes it difficult to mark, and that's what happened with the goals. The back three wasn't sure whether to squeeze up this high line that they've tried to squeeze up. One of them just needs to be offline, and all of a sudden you're in. Well, they're preparing the board for the added time, but the second half has just flown.
I don't think it's a big number because I've thoroughly enjoyed this game. It's been fascinating. You think one team are totally going to dominate and show their class. Another team has showed desire, hunger. No, a player that's come on and said, I'm going to make an impact in this game. I'm going to show you that I'm good enough at this stage, on the world stage, to have an influence on the game against a team that have fancied to go far in this competition.
There'll be a minimum of 6 minutes added on at the end of the game. The more the merrier as far as we're concerned. Producers might think differently, by the way, if there's more and more minutes. It's a feast of football here in Doha for you. Will there be a winner? If there is, it's impossible to call who's going to score it. Here comes Serbia. And here's Mitrovic, he's clean through! Lipasi makes the save. And the flag goes up.
But again, with the goalkeeper coming into a bit of pressure on him, he hasn't been involved before. And as the ball's just dinked in, look at his starting position, comes out, smothers the situation, gives his back line some confidence. No matter how you save them.
Oh, football, eh?
I know how you feel, young man. I know how you feel.
At least as a player, you're able to do something about it. Juricic will make an immediate impact. Sampdoria man, and that will be pulled back. Well, it's been an absolutely thrilling game, and whatever happens here, at least the Cameroonian players will feel that they've given it everything, and that will be the main frustration from their first game. Was it just petered out? They didn't put up a fight. It wasn't what we expected from them. It wasn't what their supporters expected. And whatever's gone on behind the scenes with the goalkeeper and a reported disciplinary issue there, the rest of the team have given absolutely everything. And if they could top it off from coming from 2 goals down to actually win this match, then my goodness.
That's what he's emphasising to his players. Song, there's enough time, just keep believing, just keep going, keep asking questions. You just need one chance.
Kudu battling away, and that's a free kick to Cameroon.
They have worked, look, they've frustrated Serbia, they've really frustrated them, they've not allowed them to get on the ball. Since the second goal went in for Cameroon, there's been that energy, that desire, that willing to work hard, put you under pressure, not allowing the back line to get on the ball. And it's infectious, it's gone right away through the team.
Hold on to your hats, folks.
You've got the right foot here, just trying to maybe whip it into towards the goal and maybe leave a little bit of space so you can attack it. It might even be a white shirt that gets on the end of it, but you don't want to be in there too early. You want to leave the space and put it in there.
Cameroon's hopes resting on the next few moments. They've given this game absolutely everything. And what about a crescendo at the end? Not to be for now. And instead, it's Serbia. They look to turn defence into attack. My heart is absolutely racing. Couldn't be more neutral, and yet this has just been absolutely thrilling. end-to-end stuff. A chance for Serbia. Wow. And Grujic has tried to make an impact since coming off the bench. That would have been a real impact.
We've had the subs come on and make an impact. And you're right, this game, you can't... You try and figure out, you think, OK, I know it, or it's OK, I know the game. We had no idea how they was going to come back. Cameroon could have felt sorry for themselves. They come in, they got the opportunity. But what a concern for me is Serbia, how they... I wouldn't say fell apart, but they was shell-shocked. They didn't know how to get out of the situation. The momentum had changed in the game. They was cruising.
They started disjointed, then they got back into it. They found their rhythm. And the goal for Mitrovic for 3-1 just summed that up. They looked so smooth, so confident, so slick. And then Cameroon have just said...
Well, they punched them right on the nose and said, we're not going out of here. And then they was like, where do we go? They lost the discipline, and before you know it, you've conceded 2 goals, and they wasn't able to clear their heads.
The supporters are willing them on to greater things. Choupo-Moting was underneath it. And Guet. Can they get the ball into the box? If Boubacar has made the run. And Kudu underneath it. Never mind defending. Serbia are desperate to get the ball upfield.
Well, for them it'll feel like a loss, you know, at the end of it.
And that's it. It's all over. Both sides will have to settle for a point apiece. But what a comeback from Cameroon, from 3-1 down, having originally taken the lead. They gave it absolutely everything today. And the points are shared heading into their final game. The supporters